Welcome back, guys, to another episode of How Many Shares. Today's ticker is MO. This is Altria Group, a very popular dividend aristocrat with a crazy dividend history and price appreciation history. So we're calculating what we would need, how many shares we would need, the total starting capital that we would need to make $500 every month just from the dividends of MO. Quickly, we'll jump and look at their stock a little bit, paying out an 8.1% dividend yield, about 94 cents each quarter. Looking at their 1-year chart, down about 10%, which is not nearly as bad as a lot of other, even dividend-paying stocks that are considered typically safe. VFC, we just did a video about. WBA, there'll be a video coming out about that one. These are dividend aristocrats that are considered relatively safe, but those ones have been dropping pretty bad. I think VFC was down 25% just this last year alone, and about 52% a little over a year. So definitely been a hard time for a lot of these stocks. Altria Group is still a dividend aristocrat, which means they've been doing well with their dividend, and over the past 5 years, only down 16%. Now, they are a little bit rocky with the price jumping about $10 up and down. Most of these drops are due to things like they're branching out with things like Juul and a number of other ideas that they had for tobacco products, e-cigarettes, and whatnot that kind of flopped. The FDA banned Juuls, and so that was a really big hit for them. Definitely a negative for the company, but probably not a negative overall. Now, let's jump back into the calculation and see how much money we would need. So we're starting off, my cat is going crazy. We're starting off with 0 monthly contributions. We're going to put all the money down up front at the beginning of the year and not have the dividend growth rate included or the share price growth rate included. Now, I do that because if we calculate it out just based off of the dividend today, we'll see about how much money we would make if that yield stayed the same. There's always growing dividend yields. MO has been great with growing their yield, but there's also cuts as well. And so I don't want to include any of that because you can't tell what will happen with the stock. This is just if the stock paid out exactly as it did today for the entire year, which is still, I think, extremely important to note. So our starting principal, if we jump over here, to make $500 a month is going to be about $75,000, which is a lot of money. I know in my last NPW video, I think it was $45,000 to make $500 a month, and someone commented, which was super funny. Someone commented like, "Oh, just a little bit of money," because I had said that's not very much money. And of course, $45,000, $75,000 is a ton of money, but when you're looking at stocks like Johnson & Johnson, where you would need $800,000, $900,000, $1 million to make that same amount in dividends. That's why I'm comparing it to. It still, of course, is a ton of money. My cat's going to join me here. And so this is, of course, with, like I said, the growth rate and everything computed out. But let's go ahead and jump this up and leave it the same. I know that MO has been growing their dividend pretty nicely, and the price appreciation has been kind of all over the place. But if we were to watch this one for 10 years and say consistently the 8.1% dividend yield, how would this thing start to look? So with dividends reinvested, your starting total value would be $75,000. You'd make $6,000 your first year in dividends, leaving you with $81,567. Now, this is going to continue to compound, and so your total dividends over the span of time, over 10 years, would be $87,861. So over 10 years, you would make more than your initial investment by about $12,000 if the yield stayed the same. Now, this has the yield slowly dropping a little bit, of course, because the amount of money does affect the yield, but it's still pretty phenomenal. Your total value at the end with the $75,000 investment would be $157,000. Pretty crazy. And with a stock like MO, like I said, it's historically a great dividend stock. You never know what's going to happen with the market, especially if we lead more into a recession. But it is nice to know that there are some safer stocks that can still yield a really good amount, and hopefully the price appreciation remains consistent. So that's kind of all I have to say about this one, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Go check out the MO 5-minute DD video if you're interested in MO. It's a very interesting stock, and I wish I would have been looking into it sooner. I may be buying some pretty soon, but I'll let you guys know if I do that. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. I put out a couple videos each week, and I would love for you guys to join me. We're almost to 500 subs, and so I appreciate all your guys' support and criticism. If I made a mistake or said something wrong, go ahead and correct me. My cat is just going absolutely berserk. Go ahead and correct me. That's not going to hurt my feelings. I appreciate it. Helps me grow. Helps you guys grow too as well, I hope. So as always, hope you had a good day in the market, and I will see you in the next one.